Alrighty, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this brand new Instagram live. This is me, Srijan Bhardwaj. Super pumped up and super excited to be having you guys in this fantastic Instagram live. Today, we are going to talk about a very important concept. Today, we are going to talk about how you can achieve 200% output with nutrition and gut health. That is what we are going to be talking about today. So let me know if you guys are excited for this topic. This is something that I highly am interested in. Nutrition, gut health, and a lot of other stuff. So yeah, today we are going to be having a very special guest. Today we are going to be having a doctor. You know, I love doctors. So yeah, today we are going to be having a doctor with us who will be educating us about nutrition, gut health, and a lot of other stuff. So yeah, guys, I'm super excited and pumped up for today. Are you guys excited? Let me know in the chat. Drop in a comment right now.
Dr. Samridhi on the live with us. This is going to be fantastic. I'm really pumped up. I'm really excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you guys are tuned in. Hi, Dr. Samridhi. How
Hi,
are you?
Srijan. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
All good, all good. Thanks for inviting me, first of all.
Yeah, thank you for accepting the invitation.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so just to give a little introduction, this is Dr. Samridhi. She has founded House of Health, and apart from that, you also are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, please let's start with the journey. Please tell us a little about yourself and the journey that you have. And it's a very interesting combination. Being a doctor, being an entrepreneur, you also have been doing social media marketing. I saw that, I checked it out. So yeah, what's the story behind this?
Yeah, I think you are pretty much excited to host a doctor on your show, and I can see that glow and happiness on your
Yeah.
face. And it's really great to see that an entrepreneur is doing so much in terms of health because I've seen very less entrepreneurs talking about nutrition, gut health. So I
Mhm.
feel this could be a session that could help a lot of people as your audience. And with that,
Right.
I am Dr. Samridhi, and I'm a consultant in bioregulatory medicine. So I'm practicing now functional medicine that is yet to come in India, not a part
Mhm.
of national doctors. So we are different from modern medicine now. And with that, I've explored a lot more in terms of, nutrition, hormonal health, and then, a lot more different in aspect to what modern medicine is doing right now. So
Right.
I totally don't obviously, say a no to modern medicine, but the amount of new cases or new syndromes that we are seeing now, obviously
Okay.
they need to be worked out without even taking care of the pharmacy. Because there's a huge thing and a huge concept, as you know, how it goes with nutrition and Ayurveda and other things. But functional
Yeah.
medicine is a totally different concept. And another thing, House of Health is still growing. It's still a baby for me. So we are still trying to explore
Yeah.
more new things into it. We've been doing awareness, webinar sessions, and social media marketing now. That I found you, I think I would be able to grow more now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. And like you said, I was just having this conversation with my father a couple of hours before, and he was telling me that how allopathic is something that actually focuses a lot on the symptoms and never it goes
Yeah.
into the deep, issue. So yeah, I definitely agree on that. And yeah, I still have one question for you. So see, most of my friends who are doctors, okay, they were very clear. Either they were from families of doctors or they had relatives who were doctors. So they were super clear that we want to be a doctor. We want to be either an ENT or maybe a surgeon or something like that. Now
That's a
you
very
did your,
common question that I get.
yeah.
Okay.
So what's like you did your MBBS, you told me you became a
Yeah.
doctor and then you instead of doing a master's, you chose entrepreneurship on the side.
Yeah.
Why?
So the reason being why I chose entrepreneurship, reason
Hmm,
being because when we study for PG or when we go for more further studies, I didn't wanted to settle myself at one particular place. I really
right.
wanted to grow in terms of connecting new people, making new networks, And that one thing was never there in my field of stream. Another thing that was there, I don't know, but my journey has been always very, I have dissipated my energy into a lot of sections. So
Hmm.
with learning new energy medicine things, learning new
Right.
functional medicine things, so I have learned a lot, and my journey has been very zigzag sort of. So let's not go there, because it's a
Yeah.
huge thing that I have gone through. And that's why I made this platform, House of Wealth, which
Hmm.
really wants to grow in terms of like having a proper family, working on health issues, and helping people in every sort of way that we can.
Right. Right. Yeah. I get it. And in fact, I was, like I was telling you on the call as well, that I have been talking a lot about health and why it's important to, focus a lot. Because what I found was that if you have good health, you can accomplish more in 8 hours if you have, like, with respect to if you have poor health. Like,
Hmm,
maybe
hmm.
you can accomplish the same stuff in 12 hours. And most of the entrepreneurs, and me included, I made this mistake. We trade our health for wealth in the beginning, and then it's the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
why do you think?
people,
Yeah.
Srijan, I'll just say one small thing for this, because I've been meeting so many people, big, big celebrities also, that have got their mental health at stake. They have discounted their health. Trust me, if
Hmm.
you're keeping your health at a discounted rate in your entire journey, you won't
Yeah.
ever land up in having a proper physical and even the mental state. Whichever work you are pursuing in your career, whichever, whatever is your journey, you need to be balanced
Yeah.
with your energies.
Right.
Yeah,
I like how you say have discounted because yeah, in a way it's a trade-off.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you think that people, especially of our age, under 30, we go into this phase that we don't respect health? And especially when the older generation has been telling us that, you should take care of your health, health as wealth, it should be the first priority. So why does this happen?
So see, even while I was working with this entire concept, I was myself not able to, clearly get what exactly is functional medicine. But
Right.
how is it different from allopathy, or how is it different from Ayurveda? The only concept that we are promoting right now is to go back to our ancestors' time and understand how they used to operate their entire routine. It's so much different from the generation that we are staying in. Trust me, we are all digital right now. We are in an
Hmm.
environment where our circadian rhythms are really distorted. And I feel the way we are sleeping, the way we are waking up, I don't feel that today's generation is even
Yeah.
saying a hi to the sun. So, this is something that
Yeah.
every doctor in my field is just promoting to each and every person who's coming to us. Like, people are getting up at 4, okay, they're getting up at 2 and sleeping by 3. Our entire health and our entire body has been made like that, that according to the nature, when it's morning, your body has that kind of melatonin. When you
Hmm.
sleep, your body drops with certain amount of temperature. So if we are not going with that sort of balance with the nature, you will automatically land up in new chronic illnesses, in new set of symptoms in your body. And this is what I really want to, even place it forward in the audience, that please do this one thing. Just get up in the morning, say hi to your lungs, say hi to the sun, and just move forward with the day. That is the first thing that you can do.
I definitely agree to that because I was just like recently I started with meditation and I was, reading some books and it was written that your body has the capacity to
Hmm.
create all of these chemicals for which you have to take supplements, you have
Yeah.
to like melatonin, dopamine, and all of these for which you have to either rely on external stimulants as well. And
Yeah.
it's just that we don't agree to it, especially because new stuff is coming into the market. Everyone is promoting a new fad which looks shiny and we
Yeah.
fall for that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Very much true. And you've stated it
Yeah.
so properly. So I personally don't use these terms like enzymes, hormones, because people don't
Hmm.
understand this concept. I recently had someone in my clinic who was just talking about the hormonal levels. Now,
Right.
in a country like India, we usually talk about, T3, T4, TSH. People don't even know that while they are being prescribed some medicines, even after that, their thyroid levels, their T3 levels, their T4 levels, they still remain the same. Nobody is even using their brains at that point of time, that why is it the same levels even after taking the medications? Something is going wrong, that we are
Right.
taking the medicines and even after that we are still having thyroid, we are still having diabetes, we are still having hypertension. So what is wrong?
Hmm. So yeah, like I think the biggest factor is diet and nutrition. Like,
Yeah.
we are eating a lot of junk food. We are focusing a lot on instant taste. Everything is
Yeah.
instant. Although Maggie takes more than 2 minutes, but we still believe it's instant.
But we've
And
believed in things like Maggie and I don't know what
yeah,
not, and we are still, even small children, they are being feeded with things like Horlicks, like
hmm,
oats that we are, currently going with the trend. These are all genetically modified things, and trust
right.
me, the generation that is going to come, they are still going with, they're still coming up with these kind of Alzheimer disease, tendency to forget small little things. It's going
Yeah,
to start happening and it will take a toll later on, but people are not realizing it like right now.
I agree. And I think, like one of the things that I see a lot, like I was saying earlier, most of the people discount, like you were saying. For example, in terms of nutrition, I made this mistake. When we
Mm-hmm.
started the company, I did not focus a lot on homemade food. So our
Mm-hmm.
go-to food was, chalo chicken roll khate hain. Chalo aaj, soya roll khate hain. Because it was convenient. The shop was just in the same building that ours. We would call them, they would send it 10 minutes later. And
Yeah.
I was like, me and Nishkash, my partner, we were talking about this once, that how we had kept aside almost 60,000 rupees for the startup each. We spent
Mm-hmm.
20,000 rupees in the first year just on rolls, like 20,000
Yeah.
rupees each.
So see,
And
the way you are telling me, in
yeah,
today's time, what is happening, everything is so convenient, everything is so accessible to us. Like in a minute, you can order from Zomato and you can have anything.
yeah,
So, at times when I take these names, a lot of people, they really argue with me. Like, why are you even saying something about such brands? It's because the amount of harm they are doing to our bodies is is going to take a toll later on, either in any form. Like, it could be
mhm,
any kind of new symptom. I'm getting to hear so many new things nowadays. A 5-year-old child is, sounding autistic. A 5-year-old child is coming up with new sort of, congenital development delays. So why is it happening? Because even the powder, the milk powder that the mothers are being given,
right.
or the cows are being feeded with so much of oxytocin injections and all those things, do you really
Mhm.
think the child would be able to make up till actual age? They would be obviously delayed with their development.
Absolutely. And like, if you remember, I was telling you that, in January, I had got the reports done and everything. So when I went to the like grocery store next time in February, I was in Goa. And this time I spent 15 to 20 minutes before going there reading, not 15 to 20 actually, I think 2 to 3 hours reading about all the ingredients, about what I should be having and what I should not. That day, I remember it was very different kind of shopping that I did. I did not go for Lays. I did not go for biscuits. I did not go
There's a
for
sound
chocolates. Yeah.
shopping that you went for. Okay.
Yeah, it was more about natural food like
Hmm.
fruits, vegetables, and I started learning more about, what kind of fruits we should eat, what kind of vegetables we should eat,
Yeah.
what time of day. And do you think that that also impacts our overall energy throughout the day, our overall performance? Like, when I was reading about it, it was said that you should have fruits in the daytime, vegetables in the daytime. What do you think about it?
Yeah, totally. So with fruits, there is a big myth. See, I don't recommend fruits. I do because we have researched a lot over fruits, and trust me, the amount
Hmm.
of the quality that we are getting in today's time, we don't have these big amount of plums anywhere in the country. Okay, I don't
Right.
know how are they being made or how they're being injected with few things to make them look very beautiful and just
Hmm.
to attract the customer's attention. See, it's all a way of just grabbing for yourself and spoiling your body, right? So
Right.
things like fruits, we just recommend stone fruits. Why stone fruits? Because they are being developed from that seed, and we can, we are assured that this seed has grown to that level. It's not been injected into some form. But if it's something that is coming off season also, that's for sure that is not being, developed through nature. So I personally recommend only stone fruits, not any other fruit. According to the seasons, we go with the stone fruits itself.
Okay, so for a lot of laymen here, what do stone fruits exactly mean?
So stone fruit, something like papaya, the things that have small, small seeds into it. Oranges are there,
Right.
plums are there. So something, and totally, obviously, if someone is here who is, diabetic, so I would
Hmm.
obviously make another choice to that. There's another level of plan that we create for diabetic people. But for general people, obviously, it shouldn't be eaten in the morning like empty stomach. A fruit shouldn't be eaten empty stomach. Just after the meal, as you said, it should be taken.
Okay. So now that we are talking about empty stomach in here, so I have a quick question on that. So how should we start our day? Like some people say when you wake up, you should have lukewarm water with honey and lemon. Some people say add apple cider vinegar. Baba Ramdev says add amla or something like that. What should we actually do?
See, things have been made so complicated on social
Yeah.
media. Trust me, reason I why I don't put any personal medical advice on my pages. We have
Hmm.
got so many pages talking about nutrition, talking about things you should eat in the morning, things that are good. But one thing is for sure, if you have a good gut health, that is to be maintained, and you need to keep a balance between your good bacterias and your bad bacterias. If everybody is different, okay, if today I'm
True.
recommending you something related to apple cider vinegar, now some people they might be having a very acidic medium, okay, or they
Hmm.
might be having a very alkaline medium according to their body type or whatever they're carrying in their history. But
Right.
if you have probiotics, you need to have your prebiotics also. What
Hmm.
people are doing in today's time, they're taking supplements, they're taking antibiotics, and with that they forget to take prebiotics. So it's going to do harm to your kidneys, to your gut, and everything will break off there. And the response that you need to get for your body would be obviously limited. So again, two things, prebiotic and probiotics are to be maintained. With prebiotics, I mean something like garlic, onion, oats,
Hmm.
legumes, and green leafy vegetables. So all these
Right.
things. And with probiotics, I specifically mean something that is fermented. So we've recently started, I personally started this kombucha drink, which is a
Uh-huh.
fermented drink, and kefir that that is being given to a lot of people that come in our
Yeah.
clinics also, just to make ensure that they have good kind of gut health before they go to any
Hmm.
therapy. So if not these, then again buttermilk or fermented like dahi that we create, हम जो
Right.
घर पे दही बनाते हैं, not the packed ones. So
Hmm.
I don't know, but things have been so accessible. We get things from the market and we eat it. So that's not going to do any good to your gut health.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, so three things here for general people. One, it's prebiotic and probiotic. Most of the people don't even know prebiotic exists because they have only seen Yakult's ad.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
they know
I know.
probiotic. And similarly, alkaline and acidic gut. So again,
Right.
like when we were talking about questions, when I was sending you those questions, some people had this question that what if we have gastronomical problems? What if we get acidity easily? So
Mhm.
what kind of food should they focus in during the daytime so that they can perform and they can function in a good space? Like, what should they
Right.
focus on?
So see, as I said, that every body is different. If someone is lactose
Yeah.
intolerant or someone is carrying some sort of Crohn's disease or acidity issues, bloating issues, some people have
Hmm.
constipation issues. So again, things become little complicated for people to follow what general people are following in 90% of their diet. What
Right.
happens is the only thing that we need to restrict ourselves is first is the sugar. Sugar is
Hmm.
the main killer. I myself have got a lot of sugar cravings. I truly accept that sugar cannot be, stopped or because we've been brought up with that sort of mentality that in everything, even with the, tea, coffee, or anything that we are consuming, we put one spoon of sugar everywhere. And if you really want to control the sugar or you really want to, just have it, so go for the good sugar. the natural sugar like jaggery is there, then you can have brown sugar, then there are much more new things that are coming up in the market now.
Right.
So you can make ensure that the sugar intake is less, because sugar is the reason for each and every chronic illness that is now coming up, whether it's diabetes, whether it's hypertension, whether it's Crohn's disease. The only thing that sugar does is it creates a inflammation in your body, in your gut lining. And if you have got inflammation, then again, like a cancer, it grows through like we feed sugar into it, so a cancer also grows through that form. So your gut lining, if you're feeding too much of sugar, too much of processed food, too much of packed food, your gut lining will get disrupted, and because of that you probably would land up into new kind of symptoms like acidity, bloating, constipation, and all those things.
Right. I absolutely agree. In fact, it has been almost over a year for me that I have not taken any processed sugar, and I see a lot of difference in me. Like, I have had ice cream in
We
between,
already
and
have one person sitting in front of us.
yeah. So I'm a crazy person when it comes to diet and nutrition. I'll tell you why. So until I was 17, I was really, really thin. Actually 18. Like, my
Okay.
hands were always shaking. I was physically very weak. So when I started
Okay.
working out, I was very curious about what kind of diet one should take. That is how my whole nutrition journey started. Like
Mm-hmm.
what weight, like what foods should you consume to gain weight? What
Mm-hmm.
food should you consume to lose weight? And that is why I have been always like living in extremities, trying out different stuff in extremities. And right now, one thing that I'm doing from tomorrow onwards is going dairy free for 30 days and seeing how it.
Please, I'll join that challenge with you and I'll support that challenge, because there are so many people who are taking wrong, it's a wrong way of taking dairy products. The kind of
Right.
packed dairy we are, having in our houses, we need to stop it actually.
Yeah, I think just by giving up milk, so I used to consume 1 liter of milk just like this
Hmm.
year, and I have reduced it by almost to reduce it to 400 ml, and my bloating, half of it has gone away this week only.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So you can
yeah.
even try this almond milk that
Hmm.
you can soak the almonds, and you can probably just place it in the morning, place it like just place it in the grind, and you just put some sort of liquid, any sort of liquid that you
Right,
feel like honey or something, and you can grind it and have it. So even that is alternative for your this thing, milk.
right, absolutely. I'm actually going to do it this week. Like this is on my list.
We'll join that challenge with you for sure.
Awesome. So one more question here, Doc. So when people listen to all of these things that we are talking about, now again, for a common person who is not very inclined about all of these things, उसके मन
Hmm.
में आता है like this is a lot of work, कौन
Yeah,
ये
I
सब
know.
करे and
Hmm.
getting all of these stuff, talking or reading about what he should have, what he should not have. So most of
Mhm.
the people, they get scared to take the first step because immediately they are flooded with a lot of information. So how do you
Yeah.
combat that situation, and what do you recommend to one person who is just starting out?
Right. So, see, the only approach that I am currently following is to understand your BCA, that is your body composition analysis. If you've done that, half of the work is done there. You will understand the amount of visceral fat that is there in your body. That is the internal fat that you have. If you have got
Mhm.
a good internal fat in your body, then you're sure about that you have ample amount of energy to regulate for the entire day. But if some people, they look very heavy from outside, but they don't have fat inside their cells. So even your cells need fat and energy to regulate. That is your ATP. You might be knowing it because you've worked on that. So
Yeah.
people need to understand first how their body composition looks like, and then they need to shift and understand. कुछ लोगों को फूड इंटॉलरेंस भी होता है, जैसे कुछ लोग को सोया मिल्क नहीं सूट करता है, कुछ लोगों को
Mhm.
डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स बिल्कुल ही नहीं सूट करते हैं. Wheat is something that is not being, we don't specifically talk about wheat because we have switched people to ragi, jowar, and bajra and
Mhm.
all those things. In the start, people say it's so tough, but the amount of energy they feel after having ragi, jowar, bajra, and all these kind of good carbs that we tend to prescribed to people. So they have got really good reviews in terms of their energy levels. Like morning, mein, a lot
Mhm.
of people feel sleepy. They don't feel like getting up. It's all because of the wheat and the dairy products that we are consuming.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, see, a lot of people, they don't understand like the things that you are mentioning about getting these tests done and understanding how much fat do you have. Because if we can do that, if we can understand the way our body functions toward different stuff. So, for example, I was reading this book called 360 Degrees of Success by Dr. Anna Weaver. Have you read it?
Okay, no, no. I don't
Okay.
get time only.
Okay, so she was telling about this exact same thing that you are saying that, get your test done, see what kind of
Mhm.
food you should eat, in what
Yeah,
proportion, and then focus on creating a balanced diet.
yeah.
So now my next question, follow-up question for you here is that when someone gets all of these tests done, okay, what should be his next step? Because now, for example, you live in Gurgaon. For everyone
Mm-hmm.
who is listening from different parts of the country, it's not possible for them to reach out to you. So,
Right.
like in the clinic, so what should be the
Mm-hmm.
next step if someone gets this test done? What kind of a doctor should he go to? And
Mm-hmm.
what should he do next?
See, th that is why I told you that I specifically didn't go for modern medicine because, in modern medicine, doctors don't have time to address such small, small things that are,
Hmm.
going in your body. They will directly switch to the diagnosis and they will rule out and suppress the symptoms with the dose or with the medicines that we currently have. That's a approach. Another approach that can be done is to reverse the entire scenario and go to the root cause of your problem. Some people, they literally have small, small issues, but they don't know how to navigate through those issues. So
Okay.
if I can tell you that you've submitted me your BCA, now I'll ask
Hmm.
you how many things you are intolerant. Like if you are not, carrying these kind of intolerance in your body. Next step would be something to talk about your metal toxicity, which nobody
Right.
is doing in India. So
Yeah.
I'll give you a very small example because it's a huge concept. So we use aluminium in our, while we pack our foods, and we use
True.
plastic bottles while
Hmm.
we drink and all. So these small, small things, they've got some sort of toxic, enzymes and all
Enzymes.
those small, small things that will contribute in restricting your vitamin absorption. If you've got good vitamins also, like you're taking and popping supplements, but
Hmm.
these things will accumulate around your gut area and they will not let them enter. That's what metal does.
Right.
So with aluminium, you lot of people do this, and I, restrict so many people. I always ask them, please use these butter paper that are there. They are much
Hmm.
convenient to wrap your food. Don't use aluminium foils. There has been a lot of studies on aluminium foils, and it was a kind of, again, a conflict between the
Yeah.
industry and all those things. You might be knowing it. So then again, your cosmetics that you use, the lead that is there in your kajal and your
Hmm.
liners, they've got, toxicity. These are all metals that contribute to restricting your, like your absorption power and your cell metabolism on a very cellular level again, and on a very micronutrient level. So you won't be able to figure out also what toxicity you have. So this is what our center is doing. We will tell you at what point you have any kind of metal toxicity. With that, we will ask you to work on your gut health. And trust me, so many people have reversed their diabetes, they've reversed their thyroid levels, and we're so happy to see that it's just a small step we all need to take. But nobody is doing it again.
Yeah, even my mom is watching this live. She has
Oh wow.
diabetes as well. And you were
Oh,
telling me, yeah, you were telling me you cured 20,000 plus diabetes
yeah,
people,
yeah,
right?
sure. Please ask her to connect me. I would definitely love to
Yeah.
help her.
And on the metal side, I was doing some research about this as well. So
Hmm.
since last couple of months, thanks to my mom, I have been practicing a lot of yoga. So I was
Okay.
checking out different, yoga practices through which we can cleanse our body. And
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of the things that was written in every single, like every legit book was before you do any of it, get your entire body checked. First,
yeah.
understand what do you want to get done, like
Hmm.
what do you want to accomplish. That is when you actually choose what practice you need to have.
Yeah, yeah,
But
sure.
sadly, like most of the people, like you say, you don't share anything on your wall, anything on your Instagram,
Yeah,
but most of the people they share something and then people deduce something
yeah. So
that's there.
reason
But
being because the industry that we are in, they don't allow people to work on these small things. They will make such a big diagnosis, and it creates a sense of fear inside the person, and that person want quick response and quick solutions to things. So
Right.
if you're patient enough for your body, anything can be cured and anything can be reversed. That is the only thing that I will say. Even diabetes, and I would love your mom please to contact me and get to this center where we are working. These are all international doctors that we are working with, and I think they've made super easy for people to work on this thing, which Indian people and Indian modern medicine have made so complicated.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be contacting you for that. But on that note, I have a question. So, see, at the end of the day, now people who are listening to this, so one of the things that come to everyone's mind is that not every person can be taste aware,
Yeah.
like they cannot, they want to enjoy different food, order from outside. So, is there like when Dr. Samriddhi orders something, does she take care of a few things, like what kind of food she is ordering, from where she is ordering? How do you do
Yeah,
it for
sure,
yourself?
sure. So, see, first of all, I avoid. I am
Hmm.
I'm such sort of person who would get up in the morning at 4 and 5 and prepare my all things and
Wow.
then leave for my work, because reason being, I am not sure of what the outside brand, which is being, looked upon so nicely on social media, is serving to me. I don't know
Mhm.
how is it going to work on the entire thing. Another thing I check upon, if I eat it, then again I check all the kind of energy scaling and all the kind of ingredients that it has got. But again, as I said, if you are wise enough to take care of your health, if today you've got wise, you won't take the next step. So it's just
Right.
about your awareness.
Absolutely. And like a lot of people have been asking, so for example, Smriti is saying that cow milk does not suit her. So
Mhm.
what should she do in such a situation? Like, should
See,
she
again,
swap it?
if cow milk is not suiting her, that means she is lactose intolerant. She might be at a risk of, developing PCOS, acne issues, hormonal issues. So I don't want to scare people out here, but the
Hmm.
only thing that I want to say is get your test done at a good center where they can, give you time to explain why things have to be changed or what are the alternatives to it. If you've got such a doctor with you, I'm sure you would be able to do anything. Because, see, this is what I'm saying. People, they don't give time, and even doctors, they don't give time in explaining things.
Right.
And I've been giving a lot of time to my people just to make them switch to good things.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's true. So right now, I was sharing this with one of my friends that, the technology is driving us in such a way that we want things. Like, I believe in the next 10 years, it would be that we think of something and we would see options in front of us. Like, some sort of tech might be there. But other than that, I have one very interesting question from Anil who says, what do you eat when you wake up? So, how does your usual day look like? What kind of food do you eat? How do you choose when to eat when?
Okay, that's a very brief question for me. So I am particular about this intermittent fasting. Reason being,
Oh, I love it.
I'll just share a very small thing with you.
Yeah.
So simple as that. If we go back to our ancestors' time, the only thing they used to do is to get up in the morning, do some kind
Mhm.
of hunting for their food. They used to jump around and they used to climb those trees, and they used to find their food almost around 11, 12, and then again they used to work. So there was a
Right.
huge gap of 7 hours or 8 hours in between. So it was two time
Hmm.
meals that they used to follow, not three times. Reason being, the amount of energy they were investing in their work, the same
Hmm.
amount of energy they were having through their food, and that food was
Right.
not processed, that was not made out of some sort of good looking stuff and all those things. So the thing here is, if you are looking for some options for your making entire diet plans and all those things, so make sure you're having 2 meal a day, not
Hmm.
3 meals.
Hmm.
Second thing, please make sure that you are giving enough time for your cells to rest. We are not giving our cells the rest they want. And just because of that cell working out completely in churning and burning your entire food, it actually ends up having insulin. And that is where we
Right.
get deficient of insulin. And this is how diabetes is being done. So simple, and I hope people
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, like before I got back home, during this lockdown, I was fasting at least once every single week for 24 hours. And
Oh.
my goal for this year was to do a 14-day water only fast. I got up to 60 hours in practice. But
Mm-hmm.
when I got home, for me to understand this to my family, like why fasting is important, it was a difficult thing because,
Mm-hmm.
like, so in Punjabi families, it's like khate pite ghar ka hai, and do,
Yeah.
teen, char bar khana, and a lot of ghee, a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
I hope, like, listening to you, a lot of people will realize the benefit of fasting because I definitely feel very sharp, very energetic when I
Hmm.
do any kind of fasting over 12 hours.
Right. So I think,
Yeah.
see, even ghee and things, I would recommend people to switch to coconut oil, or ghee is also good. It's not bad.
Hmm.
I have a lot of ghee, trust me, because I love ghee. Okay, I love butter.
Yeah.
I love all these kind of things. But the reason being, I stopped myself having these packed oils that we are having through sunflower and all those things. So we need
Hmm.
to stop having these, and if we can get coconut oil being replaced, or even olive oil would do. So these two oils, if made in proper amount and proper, having all the colors to it, which we should actually include in our plate, that is what we call as balanced diet, which people
Right.
usually now don't do. So it just looks good in the plate, just for the picture, it looks good, or else it's not doing good to anyone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And on that note, I also have a question. So when you say balanced diet, what
Mhm.
exactly should one make sure that his diet includes in terms of
Mhm.
uh, food, like how many rotis, how much rice, and what to eat in terms of vegetables and everything?
See, green leafy vegetables are something that would be included all the time. If you can have
Okay.
it, because it's rich in fiber, you need
Hmm.
fiber. Now, again, some people, they, starve themselves from fat, they give themselves carbs, and then again, just going out of fiber. So, what happens here is you're not left with any energy to generate in your body, because your cell needs fat. So, if you're taking good fat in your body, not the bad fat, and if you're having ample amount of complex carbs in your body, so that
Hmm.
will do all the good, the whole grains that are there, with some
Right.
legumes, brown rice, any sort of vegetable that is seasonal. So there are a lot of things that we can include in our diet, but again, please
Hmm.
restrict yourself from having, these kind of notions, like keto diet has come up, fat diet has come up. So if you are not happy having all those kind of stuff included in your meal or your plate, that means something is wrong there. You can have everything, but make sure it's a wise choice that you are placing yourself with.
Right. And do you think, like, when we talk about this balanced diet, we should also include kind of snacks that we have, like nuts and,
Yeah.
traditional snacks that we have?
Yeah, you can definitely go for unsalted ones.
Hmm.
Unsalted nuts are good. Then again, you can include things, there's so many things that are coming up in the market. Even sometimes I myself get confused. Is it really what it looks like on the social media, or it's something? So
Yeah.
I go with that detective mind out there just to check. Sometimes I make a
Yeah.
call also, what is exactly in this product? These people get so bad at me, that why are you, it's all natural, but we don't know if it's organic, if it's a farm, it's directly coming from some farm, then totally it's
Hmm.
all okay.
Right. I go into that mode a lot. I call it intentionally intelligent
Same
investigative
here.
mode.
Same here.
I am. Yeah. And another question we are getting in here from Naman is like, should you go for brown rice or white rice?
I think brown rice is really good. With white rice, you can soak the white rice, the water that we get. It's
Hmm.
really good for your gut health. It acts like a probiotic again,
Right.
and good for your face, good for your hair, and there are a lot of things that we can talk about.
Yeah, but another quick question here is from Ankush. Like, is it a good thing to consult dietitians? He's
Mm-hmm.
thinking of doing that from an app called CureFit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that he's written, I'm thinking of trying dietitians or hair. Okay, all right. Same question is there. So,
Yeah.
see, with dietitians, please consult a dietitian that gives you time to explain each and everything properly. If you have got some pros and cons, see, there are a lot of people nowadays who are coming up with these diet plans, new sort of, really good looking diet plans for people. But at the end of the day, if you're not satisfied, having a, like, it's more of like a satiety center that gets suppressed because of these diets. If your satiety center is not satisfied, then again there is no point of doing the diet. So, because again, the gut and brain, that has got a huge connection. And if you are depriving yourself from having some good food and a pleasured food, then you won't be able to, even sleep at night. And you might be thinking at late night that, oh God, I should have got these chocolates and all those things. So again, please don't do those diets that don't make you feel good. People get
Right.
aggressive, Srijan, because I've seen people getting aggressive when they don't eat.
Yeah, I think most people take it the wrong way. So I always give this
Yeah.
example. So see, when we like, let's say you want to purchase a new phone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you would spend hours doing research, comparing the specs, like which phone has better camera quality, which
Yeah.
phone has more battery. But when it comes to diet, people don't want to put in that effort
Mm-hmm.
because it's like कि चलता है, देख लेंगे बाद
Hmm.
में, you know.
Hmm.
So I always say, like, we focus more on instant gratification when it comes to diet,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
satiates the tongue buds, than focus on like delayed
Hmm.
gratification.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. So is there a way someone can be mindful of this, like from your experience, because you have studied medical science? So how can one be mindful of all of these things, like what he should go for and when?
See, mindfulness comes from awareness again. Reason being, if
Mm-hmm.
you are seeing someone, and please make your company as such that you feel mindful of eating. There are
Right.
people who will tell you, "Arey yaar, chhod na, let's take this one
Yeah.
thing. एक दिन के लिए ले लेते हैं," but that one day becomes your entire habit. So 7 days to a habit becomes the entire thing, entire month also at times. So the only thing that I will say here is stay in connect with the person that you are approaching for consultations. Second, tell him whatever you're craving for. I have seen people getting on diets and having these migraine headache issues in the morning. So if it's something is
Mm-hmm.
not suiting your body, make the person or your coach understand that I'm not able to do this and I need alternatives for all these things. So maybe that would give a brief idea about your, again, BCA is something that will give a proper exact idea for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A lot of
Yeah, that
questions.
lot of questions, and you won't believe, Doc, this is the first time people are saying so many, like so many people are saying, save this life. This usually
Yeah.
happens very, very rare.
Okay.
But definitely, I'm pretty sure everyone is getting a lot of value. And guys, there is only one way Dr. Samridhi will understand that you are having a lot of value when you tell her. So just type in value in the chat and let her know that you are enjoying
I
this.
really love the
And
concept, the way you've created the entire thing. Oh God, I
yeah,
crave it so much. And Srijan, I've been trying to do this entire thing with the person, like, a
mhm,
challenge that tell people or maybe forces people to switch their lifestyle, because it's all
right.
about your lifestyle at the end of the day.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I believe like our business is of a lifestyle business, or
Yeah.
our life is now a lifestyle life. Because even like I a few days back was feeling so sad looking at Instagram, seeing the
Hmm.
people having the kind of food that they were having. And since I'm not having anything sweet, anything artificial sugar, I was suddenly having those cravings. So
Hmm.
thankfully I had honey, I had it, and I was mindful of it. But I was thinking from, again, if I would have been 2 years behind this,
Hmm.
like if I
Hmm.
would have been 25, I would have immediately ordered something from Swiggy. Maybe a
Right.
hot chocolate fudge, or maybe rasgulle or something like that.
So see, again, when things happen with you, you become more mindful. This is what I have observed with people. And we
Mm-hmm.
don't want people to face these kind of challenges in their life. Maybe, at a very early stage, we can, tell the person, just stop here because it's going to deteriorate your condition in future. So this is why we say that when you are, picking up something from the market, make sure you are wise enough to see the
Mm-hmm.
ingredients, to consult someone if you're switching to something new. And with girls, I would say this one thing. Please maintain your thyroid levels, T3, T4, TSH. That's something that is the second brain of our body. So thyroid is
Right.
the master hormone, and if you're not good with your thyroid, you will land up into a lot of issues. So because this live, I feel a lot of people are hearing, and it could add value to it. People should take care of their thyroid levels a lot.
Yeah, I think thyroid is really important. And since we are talking about this, I really love this question by Janeshwari. And I have been having a lot of conversations with men around this.
Mhm.
So in my period time, I have so much pain, every time I think she says, I'm going from so much pain. So is there a way she can
Yeah.
focus on her diet that can help her cope through this? And especially
Yeah.
for the women, because surprisingly, today there are 60% women watching this and
Oh,
40%
wow.
men. Usually it's the opposite.
So I have changed the sanario here, and that's
Yeah,
really
girl
good.
power.
Girl power. And
Yeah,
a totally a believer of girl power, trust me. And
yeah.
see, this is a very common concern that comes with girls. I'll again
Hmm.
say your vitamin and your minerals play a huge role in your hormone regulation, in your your absorption power of each cell, the energy that you have. It all comes from your vitamins, minerals, and the energy that you create through them. So if it's related to pain, your magnesium levels are definitely low. That I can write it down here. And if she starts having some magnesium into her diet, or maybe some supplements, good supplements, I'll suggest. So again, it would, not, uh, it would decrease the intensity of the pain. And with that, obviously, you need to check with your iron levels, with your vitamin B12. There are much more things, but magnesium is
Right.
something that decreases the intensity of the pain while you have periods.
Okay. So is there any natural food like I believe
Yeah,
spinach has
sure.
a lot of
Magnesium.
magnesium?
Yeah, spinach is there, then banana is there.
Yeah.
It has got a lot of magnesium into it. But obviously, if it's severe, if the intensity is severe, you again can pop
Hmm.
up a painkiller that's not going to do any harm. But again, you need to correct your magnesium levels and with your vitamin B12 and your D and C. That is something that we really need to have in our body.
Right. And apart from like I know these questions they would never end, but I also want
Yeah.
to pick your brain on one like very super important concept in here. So when we are talking about all of these things, there was a very good question by someone which is
Hmm.
like kind of speaks about the perception we have built. He was saying that so ordering all of this stuff, like going for all natural actually seems to go out of my budget. Because
Okay.
today, when we take a look at 1 kgs of apple, it costs around 120,
Hmm.
150 rupees,
Hmm.
depending where I'm
Right.
getting it from. And now someone thinks, यार 150 के सेब से अच्छा है मैं एक रोल खा लेता हूँ. It will cost me 40 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a perception that is being built. When I talk to a lot of my friends, they are like, yeah, good food is going to be so much expensive. Who is going to
See,
afford that?
Srijan, you need to stop people thinking about this. How? I'll tell you. Please make them calculate the amount of bills they are going to make in future in hospitals.
Right.
They'll stop there. Trust me.
Hmm.
They'll stop there and they'll just give it a thought. The moment they give it a thought, you need to
Yeah.
tell them the alternatives. That is how we need to understand the psychology of a person.
So I always tell people junk food and procrastination are a lot of fun until you don't get the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Anil also has a follow-up question on what Dhyanituri was asking. So her wife has a lot of pain in head. So
Hmm.
what can he do? I think you would need more information, but still.
A lot. I need to I
Yeah.
need to regulate and take a proper history for for all these questions,
Hmm.
because there are many more reasons to it.
Hmm. Right. So my sister is asking, can we have a skincare session? Oh yeah, three people I believe so far
Oh
have
my
complimented
God.
you for your flawless skin.
Thank you. Thank you. Though
Yeah.
I
So
am,
what's the
trust me,
secret?
I'll just share a very
Huh.
simple thing here. I just went for a hair color by mistake, and I really don't go for hair colors. I don't go for any, synthetic thing on my face till today. And let's not reveal my age here, but I don't use any cosmetics and
Yeah.
anything. But the moment I went for this hair color, I started getting these small, small pop-ins on my face. So the
Hmm.
reason being because we tend to get exposed to such sort of chemicals, and it's an advice for all the girls who are really looking forward to, being a blogger or something like that. We tend to switch to these things now. it's getting more common now, but we need to be very specific of what we are having and absorbing in our body. So whatever, even the watch that we wear, it has got metal into it. So we absorb very easily through our skin. It's super easy for our skin to absorb anything.
Yeah, I that is where, when you were talking about lead and cosmetics, when I
Hmm.
was talking, like reading about all of these metals and the kind of, effect they have, it was also written that you should never sleep, especially for women, they should never sleep without washing off their makeup.
Yeah, it's very much true. Obviously, if you are having so much of cosmetic on your face and you're sleeping,
Yeah.
your skin will absorb everything. And what I say in terms of gut health or in terms of health that we are
Hmm.
currently carrying, whether it's superficial, whether it's physical or mental, what we need to understand is we take gut health in terms of just eating things, but we don't actually eat. We actually
Hmm.
absorb, then we assimilate, and then we need to eliminate. These are the
Right.
four basic steps. We are not doing even the first two steps properly.
Yeah. And I'll take just one last question because I have a rapid fire round for you. I know
Oh
I did not
God,
tell you about it, but yeah,
I'm
it's gonna
scared
be
now.
fun. Yeah, I'll go easy. But Rohit is asking, can cervical be healed with diet? Even my mom has cervical. So yeah, I think a lot of women post age 40 get cervical and frozen shoulder.
Mhm.
So can it be healed with diet?
Not with diet, but it's an indirect route through physical activities and obviously a lot of nerve stimulation we can treat cervical cancer.
Okay. So nerve stimulation means like we go for deep tissue massage and all of
Yeah.
these things.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. Awesome. So, yeah, like, are you ready? I'll just ask you five questions, five
Okay.
quick questions, and you don't have to think a lot. And you just need to say the first thing that comes into your mind. Like, I don't want very long answers, just two or three words, or like, try to keep it less than one sentence.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay. So, what is your favorite food?
Favorite food.
Food, yeah, meal, favorite food, favorite meal.
So it's ragi and a little bit of spinach with it in the morning.
Ah, so ragi ki roti.
Yeah. I specifically make it in the morning. I've recently
Okay.
made these switches now because I'm realizing with wheat I'm not good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, if you could be anything other than being a doctor, what would you be and why?
Entrepreneur like you.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's actually good because I believe entrepreneurs are the biggest game changers of the world. They are doing a lot of incredible stuff.
I tend
And
to follow so many people, but I hardly get time to see the strategies, the kind of work they are doing. But I'm trying
yeah.
to get on that level now. So maybe.
Hmm. Okay. So, third question. So, when you are not working, when you are not spending your time in medical science, what do you do for fun?
So I do a lot of networking with new people around me. That's what I
Hmm.
love.
Wow. So I actually like it because I here also have a book on networking. I like networking a
Wow.
lot. I tell people
So
that
I've got
you should.
something like similar. I have got the same
Huh?
section, and when I feel I have time and I've got that entire day for me, then I go
Yeah.
to that place and I sit around with these kind of. It's a very
Wow.
beautiful energy that you carry, trust me.
So have you built this in your home or do you go somewhere for this?
No, it's in my office. I hardly get time, but
Oh.
it's there.
Okay. So what is your go-to comfort food? Like when you are craving to eat something, what is your go-to comfort food?
Dark chocolates.
Ah, same here, 90% up. Yeah. And how do you see yourself and the venture that you have been working with, House of Health in the
House of
next
Red.
5 years? Yeah.
So, as you introduced me in the starting as Women Health,
Hmm.
it's a women platform, and I want all the girls to grow along with House
Right.
of Health. That is my vision. Reason being, I have a deep inspiration from my mom, and she's been someone who has suffered from OCD. So, I had this
Yeah.
kind of mindset back then that I would work on a lot of mental health issues. I did a lot. I do a lot of counseling right now also. But
Hmm.
my main aim is to let girls grow at a very early age. Like from 16, they should, start having these kind of entrepreneurship skills also, so that by 27 or 26 they are done with it. I've been too late for my entrepreneurship. I started by 24.
But that's a good thing. See, I'll tell you something. You have a lot of medical science experience, which gives you perspective and kind of like good of both the worlds. So, like you were talking about
Yeah.
mental health, not a lot of people know, but I also practice a lot of NLP. I don't talk a lot about it
Oh,
because,
wow.
yeah, most of the people don't get it. But this is a side hustle that I have. Like, I try to
Mhm.
coach people with NLP, be kind of a therapist, and mostly with friends and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's a side hustle that I have. I just do it for kind of giving back to the society. So yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
I love the
That's
initiative
nice.
that you
You
have.
have got so many, so many talent around.
So,
But you're already doing so
yeah,
good, yeah. I feel you're already doing so good, and you've got that energy and you've got that inspiring, energy on even on social media. What usually I've
right.
observed, people who are into entrepreneurship zone, they're really exhausted. They don't preserve
Mhm.
their energy. So you need to do that while you are on that entire journey.
I agree. And the I think this is where I'm lucky. I have an extremely good and fast metabolism, and my body is very unique. So legit two doctors told me that, we would want your body as a specimen when you
Oh
are no
my
longer here.
God. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, but I believe like, when I again take a lot of inspiration from doctors because they are the ones who I'm seeing studying a lot. So I believe today, even if you shared a few things with people, they should be able to study about these things, and that is how
Yes.
they can build a habit. So on that note, would you recommend any books, any research papers, or anything like which people can go and study and they can get more
Mhm.
knowledge about all of these things, gut health, nutrition, and all of these
So
things?
see, I've been following few, functional medicine doctors. I don't
Yeah.
follow doctors in India. Reason being,
Hmm.
everyone is connected with their own sort of business and all those things. But
Yeah.
outside India, people really work on the root cause. So Dr. Jill is there. She is working on gut health. Then I have, I really share on my page whatever,
Hmm.
whichever doctor I follow. So Dr. Berg is there. He has got a huge following on his page and really good tips on nutrition and metal toxicity and all these things. Then Luke Coutinho is there. You might be knowing him very well.
Yeah.
He is doing so great. I really, feel just going and just getting all the things done under him because he has
Uh-huh.
got concepts very clear and he makes people understand all those things. So
Hmm.
these are few people that I follow, and I really read their articles in their research paper. I don't follow any book because every new thing that comes up has a new research. So these people are
Right.
very much updated with their studies. So I follow these people.
Yeah. Like Luke Cortino is awesome. And one thing that I always tell people this that, most of the people who are writing books about diet, they are mostly writing about books because they want to use this as a tool for their business.
Yeah, yeah.
So people who are practicing medicine, they are publishing research papers. You should
I
read more
have got,
often.
I've got three people in this entire COVID scenario just to start
Hmm.
with their books and just become a partner to the book and all those things. I said a no, reason being because I feel my knowledge is till today not at that level. Maybe I am imparting a lot of knowledge, but again, once and all, if I don't experience the same thing as you, I cannot, tell you the right way to deal with it.
Right.
So I will come up with something, but not now. So that's
Yeah.
where I just restrict myself.
Well, I would be excited to read your book whenever you
Sure,
write it.
sure. I would be, needing your help also into it.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, not anyone here knows, but I have written two best-selling books.
Yeah, I've read it in your
Yeah.
bio.
Yeah. But I don't talk about these things other than anywhere, like, in
But you
bios.
need to
But
include mental health or gut or nutrition because you can,
yeah,
and you have got that entire inspiring, where people are following you and understanding the way you're working. So I think you can
right.
very, very well impart that knowledge.
It's actually one of my missions. So one of my friends, he inspires me a lot, Vikas. So he has been pushing me ever since for diet and nutrition. So just
Mm-hmm.
like you were talking about that, you need to be in a company of people who are being mindful. So
Mm-hmm.
he's my go-to person when it comes to diet when I have that craving to eat something. And I was
Mm-hmm.
telling him the other day that I really want to do something, maybe a podcast or maybe something like this, because I have done a lot of experimentation on my body in terms of diet, in terms
Mm-hmm.
of work out, and I think this can help a lot of people, of course. And like
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
telling you,
sure.
I would need experts and doctors like you who can impart more knowledge, because I put in as much time as I can, but I haven't still studied
Mhm.
it academically. So I have a little bit of knowledge, but not very refined and polished knowledge like you have.
And people really need very, very short and crisp, as you
Yeah,
said, instant gratification and, certain sort of knowledge, which is coming out through podcast now. So
right.
maybe podcast is the future now.
Yeah, the funny thing is that there are more podcasts right now than
Yeah.
podcast listeners,
Yeah,
but
very true.
it is going to be there. And yeah, Dhyaneshwari, you can take painkillers. I think you said she can take
Yeah,
painkillers,
yeah,
right?
sure.
Awesome. So, any final words of wisdom? Because I'm being mindful of the time as well. I know you have a
Yeah,
lot of
I know.
occupation. So,
No,
any
and
final
now it's all
tips?
good because I sleep by 11:30, and that's
Oh,
my last time. And I
wow.
tell my team, just sleep at 11. Okay, nobody sleeps by 11. They all are
Yeah,
working till 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, please at least let my team be healthy because that's what we
hmm,
need to give to people also. So,
right.
any five things you're asking to
Any final
any final?
tips or advice that you have?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
first is, you need to have a very balanced good bacteria and bad bacteria that you can
Hmm,
get through your probiotics and prebiotics. And plus,
right.
with that, if you are very much wise enough to include all the natural things into your meal, maybe
Hmm,
the plate can look all colored and not something very dull because the moment you get all the colors in your meal, you are having a balanced diet. Take care
hmm,
of your hydration well because water is something we all need. We are made up of 90% water, and if you're not consuming that, then again, your cell is not being able to metabolize properly. Then last thing is body composition analysis that needs to be done for each person. I would recommend it. You need to get it done, and you need to understand where your body is lacking. So these are major things. There are a lot of myths that are around, but I would be doing that on my page, and I can share it with people
yeah.
out here.
So, guys,
Yeah.
make sure that you go and follow Dr. Samridhi. And I just found her profile. So I'll tell you the cool thing how I found your profile. Okay.
Okay.
So it because you like I did not have anyone in common, I think. Like I
No,
found your
no.
profile. So I was researching about so on Instagram I was researching about hashtag gut health, hashtag like who are the
Okay.
people who are doing a lot of stuff. And that is how I found your profile.
That's why I
And
love
that
Instagram.
yeah. So, guys, I have already done the hard work for you. I have already found Dr. Samriddhi for you. Now you just need to go and follow her. And she shares a lot of cool and valuable stuff. And she has done over 200 live sessions so far,
Yeah. Thank you.
which is
Thank you for
commendable.
acknowledging them.
Yeah. So just make sure you go and follow her right now. And thank you so much, Dr. Samriddhi, for being here.
Thank you,
It,
Srijan. Thank you for inviting me and making it, so wide for people to understand gut
yeah,
and nutrition. And we would be definitely coming up with a lot of webinars. And
right.
I would, definitely ask people to come and join that because these are very small, small sessions where we focus on small little things that add value to your life. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to make sure that whenever you are doing the next webinar, and like we'll do something together on that front as well, because
sure, sure,
uh,
very well.
yeah. And thank you so much for being here once again.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Srijan. Bye
yeah,
bye.
have a good night. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.